After switching to home-delivered groceries during the pandemic, new data shows shoppers drifting back to Aldi to save on the cost of living.
These days, lots of shoppers are on the hunt for value.
You saw the Aldi sign vanish, but it wasn't random. Your town just lost its price anchor, and your grocery bill will feel it soon. For decades, Aldi built its name on one promise: low prices. Shoppers trusted it. The small aisles, private labels, and simple stores weren't mistakes, they were smart designs. Everything saved money. But now, that same strategy is shifting. Aldi is expanding in some places while quietly disappearing in others. And if your local store just shut down, the effects will stretch far beyond convenience. It could change what you pay for food. At first glance, Aldi looks unstoppable. It has over 2,400 stores in the US and plans to add more than 200 this year. CNN Business called it the biggest grocery expansion of the decade. Business Insider said Aldi's $10 billion investment is reshaping grocery competition. But under the headlines, there's another story: the closures. Smaller towns are seeing the lights go out, wondering what went wrong. Reason 1: the buyout backlash. When Aldi bought hundreds of Winn-Dixie and Harvey's stores, it didn't plan to keep them all. About 170 locations were sold or shut down because they didn't fit Aldi's model. Some towns expected a new grocery option and got nothing. Corporate leaders call it portfolio optimization. Locals call it being left behind. Reuters reported that many of these unconverted stores were in smaller towns with weaker foot traffic. To them, it wasn't optimization, it was abandonment. Shoppers who once looked forward to a fresh grocery option now face empty buildings and longer drives for food. Reason 2: too many stores in one spot. Aldi is obsessed with efficiency. It doesn't want two stores doing the same job. After absorbing new locations, the map got crowded. Company data showed that some stores were competing with each other. The fix was simple: close the weaker one. The Wall Street Journal described this as tightening logistics to protect per-store margins. That sounds logical, but for families, it means driving 30 minutes for groceries that used to be 5 minutes away. In towns like Pensacola and Dothan, shoppers said the closure felt like losing part of their community routine. One resident told a local paper, "It's not just about cheap groceries, it's where people caught up with each other." Reason 3: local safety and costs. Not every closure is about sales. Some are about safety and the cost of doing business. NBC News covered Aldi's exit from South Chicago, where theft and safety concerns made operations difficult. Similar stories came out of Georgia and California, where stores closed after repeated security incidents. Add high rent, new city taxes, and unpredictable zoning rules, and running a store can stop making sense overnight. Even loyal customers can't outweigh safety or cost issues. A former store manager in Atlanta said, "When the risk is higher than the reward, the corporate cuts its losses fast." Reason 4: logistics and labor strain. Aldi's business model depends on perfect timing and low staff counts. Every store runs with a small team and tight delivery schedules. But labor shortages, long delivery routes, and inflation have made that harder. Supermarket News reported early in 2025 that Aldi's faces staffing and delivery strain amid rapid expansion. When the math breaks, Aldi cuts losses fast. That often means pulling out of small towns far from its warehouses. Rural stores that rely on weekly shipments end up waiting longer, and when shelves stay empty too often, customers drift away. The cycle feeds itself: fewer shoppers, fewer deliveries, then closure. Reason 5: inflation and profit pressure. Aldi's power has always been price. When costs rise faster than the store can adjust, it loses its edge. Food inflation is still above 3% nationwide, and that squeezes discount retailers the most. Yahoo Finance reported that Aldi prefers to leave markets where it can't keep prices low. Instead of raising costs and losing its identity, it exits. The result is fewer stores where they're needed most. That's why closures are concentrated in smaller, lower-income regions. Aldi protects its brand by pulling out, but it leaves behind families who depended on those savings. Now comes the ripple effect. When Aldi leaves, prices in that town usually go up. Economists call this the price vacuum. In small towns where a low-cost store disappears, competitors often raise prices within months. Forbes found that in rural markets, grocery costs rose by 6 to 8% after a major discounter closed. The same thing happens again and again. When Walmart moves in, prices drop. When Aldi moves out, they rise. That's why its exit doesn't just affect one store, it reshapes the local economy. The national trend is clear. Retailers are dividing America into two maps: profitable zones and abandoned zones. Wealthier suburbs and metro areas get new stores, remodels, and promotions. Smaller towns lose access and pay more. The Associated Press called it a quiet redrawing of the grocery map. In some regions, losing Aldi means losing affordable food altogether. In places like southern Illinois and rural Alabama, some families now drive an hour just to find fresh produce. That gap creates what experts call food deserts, areas where healthy food is out of reach. Look at the pattern. In Alabama and Mississippi, many former Winn-Dixie sites never reopened. In small Florida counties, Aldi backed out after initial plans, citing logistics issues. These closures don't make national news, but they create a clear divide. Families who once relied on Aldi's low-cost essentials now face higher totals elsewhere. Local stores adjust prices upward, citing their own rising costs. People start driving farther, spending more on gas and time, just to feed their families. For seniors and low-income families, this becomes more than inconvenient. It's unsustainable. It's not just money. It's the feeling of losing control. Aldi was more than a grocery store. It was a symbol of predictability. Shoppers could plan their week around it, knowing their budget would hold. Now, with it gone, that sense of stability fades. For many, it feels like the system has turned against them. A mother in Tennessee said she used to shop for under $80 a week. After Aldi closed, her bill at another chain jumped to $115. "It's not luxury food," she said. "It's the same milk and eggs, just more expensive." Behind the scenes, Aldi's strategy is about control. Every new region it enters gets a nearby warehouse hub. Every closure frees up resources to strengthen those hubs. Bloomberg described this as a pull-and-push model. Cut weak zones, double down in strong ones. That's why new stores are popping up in Texas and the Carolinas, while places like Louisiana, Arkansas, and parts of Ohio quietly lose theirs. It's expansion and contraction happening at the same time. The bigger picture is about inequality. Food inflation hits lower-income areas hardest, and store closures make it worse. The USDA confirmed that food inflation remains above general inflation, especially for staples like bread, eggs, and milk. When your cheapest store leaves, every small price hike adds up. A few dollars more each week becomes hundreds per year. For working families, that's rent, fuel, or healthcare money gone. Economists say it's like a hidden tax on small towns, a penalty for living outside big cities. Some experts warn that this divide could grow. As more retailers shift to automation and urban expansion, rural areas may see even fewer affordable options. Already, discount chains like Dollar General are filling the gaps, but with limited fresh food. That means lower quality and higher health risks. In many towns, these small local efforts are becoming the only defense against runaway food costs. Because every time a price leader leaves, the rest of the market adjusts and not in your favor. That's why losing Aldi isn't just about one store. It's about how much power regular shoppers still have in an economy that rewards efficiency over people. If you care about what happens next, stay with this channel. Because the next closure won't just change where you shop, It'll change what you pay to live.